talk to finance. Well, the table's still empty, so he could volunteer if he hasn't yet.
Coming to you live on the Government Access Channel from Mario Bagnoni Chambers in beautiful downtown Erie. It's the Taxpayers Hotline Show with your hosts, Kaz Kwiatkowski and John Steiner.
Young man, how are you today?
I'm doing good. How about you?
The phone's ringing already, but we'd like to greet everybody first before we get into the show.
And you're the fabulous
The fabulous phone director.
John Steiner, the one and only.
Hey, Kaz, look at that tree out there.
What?
The tree's looking good. We got the holiday stuff going on around here.
And the desk is empty.
The desk is empty today. Somebody's been blowing up the phone again, as usual. Go ahead, caller.
Yes, hi. I'm calling about, I'm a volunteer in the black community. They told me that the city is not open for African-American trans vendors.
What are we open to?
I don't know. Say that again.
What?
I didn't, what are we not open to?
The black community told me, I'm a volunteer with that community, told me that the city is not open for black trans persons.
Who told you, who in the black community told you that?
Some of the black churches told me that. I'm not gonna get into names.
Well, if he did.
Well, you can't just throw out specific accusations and not.
Yeah, who did they approach here at the city?
Yeah, what are they, I don't understand where you're coming from.
Told me. They also told me that they can't get a break because they have issues with the police and there's issues with them becoming police.
Well, the police are pretty much begging for minority candidates. I know we have two specific officers that is their sole purpose is to recruit minority police. So obviously,
because I'm being told by the black community that the city's a bunch of Nazis, and the three people that are black that are on city council.
Wait,
listen.
That's not.
Every week you call here, you sound like a clown. Each week.
Yeah.
So if you're going to call here with non-clown statements,
No, this is what,
that's okay. But if not, try not to call the show unless you have some realistic topics instead of these name calling and accusations and just overall clown statements.
Yeah, I told you I'd walk you up to the mayor's office myself.
We have real people that want to talk about real issues. You don't call here and make clown statements.
Next time, come down here in the lobby. I'll walk you upstairs to the mayor's office. We'll make sure he's going to be there, and you can tell him all your complaints.
Yeah.
Oh, I was advised on this.
Well, yeah, but you're advised. You
weren't advised
you don't tell us who they are.
He's not advised on anything.
Yeah, and you make
full of it.
Yeah, until you're ready to come down here. I told you. I'm looking at the desk.
It's a clown state. He's not going to do it.
The desk is empty.
You went and volunteered for the African American community. Yeah, okay. Why don't you come down here and volunteer for the city and make a direct impact on what's going on? And then when we come in just before the show even starts, we'll come and talk to you, and then maybe you can really get some things done instead of calling here sounding like a clown.
Information.
What?
This is what I was told.
I don't believe you.
Well, you're told. Well, you know what? Tell us who told you.
I called
so that we can confront him.
Baloney. Whatever. Kaz, don't.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
have a good day.
Yeah.
Have a good day. I mean, it's clown state. I mean, every week it's a clown statement. I mean, call with something that's part of the city that we can talk about and work on. Not stupid. It's just so stupid.
Oh, you're really wired up today.
Oh, I'm fired up today.
I like that though.
Yeah. Go ahead, caller.
That guy needs to go down to Junior's last laugh.
Yeah, I mean, it's a joke. What a clown he is. I mean, I swear to God, it's like
Every week. Yeah, I'm just calling to make sure I can still put leaves out again this week. I got a couple barrels full.
Are they taking them or?
What's that?
Did you say they took them or?
Last week they did. Today's garbage day for me, Monday.
Yeah, last we heard they're gonna take them as long as they can.
Okay.
But I'll have to check upstairs again. Because it was about a week or two ago when they told us that.
Yeah, like I said, I figured there's no snow on the ground. They're still gonna take them.
Yeah, because once they get into that snow mode, that gets kind of rough then.
I mean, when you went back there, didn't they say that they would take them until the snow started?
Pretty
falling?
much, yeah. Of course, everything's subject to change. You never know what's going on.
I mean, just put them out there. They'll take them. I'd imagine.
I'm still raking leaves, and I still got leaves on the tree down here on the West Bay front.
Hey,
Yeah, this has been a weird year.
I'd rather be raking leaves than shoveling snow.
Yeah, you got that right.
So I mean, today, good thing it wasn't cold today, or else we'd have the shovels and plows out today.
Yep.
Because it's
Yeah, we got less than 10 inches compared to the.
hey, any day that we don't get, I just count down it's not even technically not even winter yet.
No, but
So we still have a whole.
But you know, when I was a kid, John, it wasn't unusual to have a lot of snow by Thanksgiving.
Oh, for sure. You just never. Hey, everybody that lives in Erie, whatever way that wind blows, that you can't control. Nobody knows. You don't know how long it's going to blow that way. It seems to me like whenever the wind blows out of the west or the southwest, that's when the lake effect bans. Now, when it blows from the north, which is predominantly in the winter, that's when everything gets pounded south of 90. It's a whole other world.
Oh, yeah.
Between the city and I-90 below it. Go ahead, caller.
Okay, yeah, like I said, I was just checking. I assume they're probably going to pick them up, but also had to make a comment about that guy. Kind of sick and tired of hearing him every week.
Yeah, I told him, I said, if you got a problem, I'll walk you upstairs to the mayor. That's all. The mayor's.
Kaz, he's always told me, we want everybody to call.
Yeah.
We want, everybody's got a voice that wants, you know what, that's okay. But don't call the show with stupid comments.
Unfounded. I mean,
it's not, it was total BS, but.
And you can tell every week he's baiting you.
Yeah.
He's trying.
Okay, guys.
All right, have a good day. I mean, it's unfortunate because this show is for like serious topics, not clown statements. Go ahead, caller.
Hello, guys.
Hey, how are you?
Kaz, when you're going to be the treasurer after January 1st, aren't you?
Yes.
Are you still going to be able to host Taxpayer Hotline?
Well, I plan on it unless somebody tries to take it from me, but in the past, when I was controller, I did the same thing.
Okay.
Jimmy Thompson, when he died, he kind of gave me the show, so.
Because no one else
really wanted it. And
now you have some people that are saying they want to do it, but they don't want to dedicate. People don't realize for Kaz, I mean, I've been doing it for a while, but Kaz has been doing it for 15 years now, at least, hasn't it?
Seems that way.
Yeah.
I hope you can continue it.
Yeah, every Monday, it's kind of hard to block out a time. I mean, it's easier when he's in the building as the treasurer or the controller, but as a city council person, you don't see any other city council people running up here. They just want to do it once or twice a month and take it over so they can run nonsense, but they don't want to dedicate every Monday of every month or every Monday. So, we'll see.
And has the person who's going to take your seat on council already been elected?
No. What's going to happen is we're going to have three people have been elected, and one of them is an incumbent.
Mel.
That's Mel, and there'll be two newcomers coming on board, Michael Keys and Eddie Brzezinski. And then
But they're to take Curtis Jones' spot and...
Curtis Jones and also Sonia Arrington's spot.
Okay.
And then I have to sometime, either at my swearing in, prior to it, but it has to be done before that, I will formally resign, and then it'll be up to council to pick someone to fill the balance of my term.
Oh, will that be done at the next council meeting or after?
No, it won't be done at a meeting. It'll be done at, I'll turn in my resignation at the proper time.
This month?
Well, it has to be, we're going to be sworn in January 6th.
Oh,
So I'm going to wait till I get all my work done, all the things I have to finish up here. Then I'll formally notify them that I'm resigning, and then they'll form a search committee. And just like they did with when Curtis was put back on, and they'll pick out of a list of candidates.
oh, and they expect that to take how long?
Well, that didn't take too long last time.
Just a couple weeks or up
Yeah.
to a month, maybe?
Well, I wouldn't want to say for sure, but it shouldn't take that long, no.
What they do is they took applications last time, and then they had people come in and talk to the council, and then council voted, and that's how they got a new council member.
That won't happen until January?
No, it probably sometime after the budget, when we get through this budget and everything's calmed down a little bit. We only have a couple weeks left, so.
Yeah. Oh,
Why, you want a seat? I'll put your name in.
no, I'm not qualified, I don't think.
Why is that?
Oh, you're more qualified than a lot of people, trust me.
Why aren't you qualified?
I wouldn't mind seeing Curtis continue.
Well, it's up to him, it's up to anybody who wants to put their name in. John here's put his name in the past, and we've had up to 20, 30 people sometimes, are interested.
Wow, that takes a while to go through that many.
Yeah, but it depends what, it's an interesting job, it really is.
Well, what it is everybody's looking for somebody that'll advance what they want. There's a lot of politics that goes on behind the scene behind it, and it's just, it's bizarre, but.
Yeah, what you really want is somebody that represents the whole city. They don't have an agenda. Somebody that's open-minded, that's gonna do what's right.
What you want is somebody that has knowledge and has experience and understands how the city works and the budget works and all the workings of government and these other governing bodies, and uses that information to make the best decision possible for what's best for all the people, not what's best for what I particularly stand for as a city council person. And that's where I think we need to focus on who gets, replaces Kaz on that. But, politics is always politics, I guess, whether it's city, state, or national. It is what it is. So we'll see what happens.
It would be difficult enough if each council person had their own section of the city to work with, but to have to understand everything for the entire city, it really takes a lot more time for each council person.
Do you like the idea of everybody having their own section?
Yeah, I would think that.
I like that idea too, and I'll tell you, it was an idea that's been floated for years. I don't know if they ever did it back in the early days of Erie, because at one time, talking to Mr. Clem one time, he was talking about how we had a council and we had a select council. It was kind of like a council above the council. Like there was a Senate and a House of Representatives. But I think there's something to be said for like everybody having an area. Because what would happen is you'd get true representation out of every area.
I went to a discussion they had at the Jefferson Society. They had the pros and cons of what he was talking about. And one of the cons was you're going to have councilmen that represent a certain, you'd add an extra layer of politics on top of serving the city as a whole. Mm-hmm. So there was definitely some cons against that. I can't remember but it was a really lengthy discussion on it.
Well, you have county council as a guide. I mean, that's...
Yeah, there's a perfect example of...
But I mean, other towns have done, like Chicago does it, and
Yeah, like, let's say for an example, you have the Lower West Side.
Yeah.
Somebody is the council person for the Lower West Side. A lot of, Republicans live and vote on the Lower West Side.
Right.
Therefore, the city council person who would represent that particular part of town
would be
their views would be as Republican to the right compared to other areas that may not be to the right. And then, like this national debacle, which I was watching before I came in here.
Yeah.
We don't want that on city council.
Well, here's what we could do. You still there, sir?
Yeah.
One of the things I thought about was we have 6 wards, correct?
Yeah.
If you elected one from every ward, and you elected one at large.
Yeah.
But, those are discussions that the public has to decide. When we reformed our government way back in the late 50s, early 60s, we had a chance to, change how we looked at it.
Yeah, that was very, I remember it was Pat Campabianca and I think Sumner Nichols.
Arguing it?
They were having a debate and discussing the pros, and I think Sumner is for what
Yeah.
you're talking about, and Pat Capabianca was given the cons against it and the pros of the way it is now. I mean, if you serve a particular part of the city, it's kind of the one good thing about it was it would hold certain council members to what they promised and what they told their people and their constituencies what they were going to do.
Well, the other van.
But it may not be what's best for the city in whole. So you bring up a good point, sir.
Okay, well, that's all. Thank you
Thanks.
for taking my call.
Anytime.
Sure.
Have a good day.
You too.
Well, you know what might happen too out of the argument? There's another way of looking at it.
What's that?
We'll hold that thought.
That's,
We're getting busy.
I like it. Go ahead, caller.
Hey, you know today's National Clown Day?
Yeah, I believe it.
Well, we had what they call that guy, Krusty?
From the Simpsons.
Well, the first caller, he must have been one of the clowns. You know, you bring in the clowns.
Wow, yeah, it just, he up to a while he had a couple of good points, but then
Yeah,
it starts-
he calls here before the show starts, and we can't really answer the phone before the show starts because we're fumbling around, and to be honest, Kaz is never on time. But we can't.
Do they take care of business?
Well, he's upstairs handling. Well, it's not like you're out screwing around outside. You are upstairs.
But you know, it gets kind of boring.
Yeah, it's
It's the same old thing. I mean, there's nothing new coming out of this guy's mouth but criticism.
Yeah, and there's a difference
I don't
between.
want to listen to that.
And I've been a critic of the mayor on many things, but on this one,
As far as
I mean,
the LGBTQ, transsexual,
inclusion in general.
this guy, I mean,
Yeah, there's some people accuse him of being
Shepard's
more
like-
concerned with that than other things.
Yeah,
So how I told this guy, you got a problem? I'll walk you up there.
he doesn't know what he's talking. He just calls to.
Calls to hear himself or on
Yeah.
the replays of the tapes. Hey, I've got a question for you. Now, this is a serious question.
Go ahead.
The budget will be coming in for a vote soon.
Yes.
In Sonia Arrington in California, will she be voting by phone or
Yes.
not at all?
No, we discussed that the other day. I think Mel's in the hospital, and so it's permissible now to have phone conversation. So we will probably have to set up we're talking about it now, how to go about it. It's simple. You just have
Mel's in the hospital.
You just get a multi-line and just get on there and you're ready to roll.
Yeah, I think Mel had he was getting some procedure done. That's nothing bad.
Oh, okay.
And so, he warned us that he had a procedure. And,
But did she warn you she was going to California?
yeah, she said at the last meeting, she told us. And so, they will make a provision. In the old days, you couldn't do that, but now they allow you to.
But I didn't know she was in California, but somehow or another I got involved with the Time News on Facebook, and I asked them question why this procedure, the trial, should I say, or the
Right.
going on and on and on,
Yeah.
and they don't tell anybody anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like they used to have a court reporter took everything down there at City Hall.
Yeah, they've lost a lot of staff over the years, too.
Yeah, but still, the whole thing. And just like that last gentleman was talking about councilmen from various districts,
Yeah.
I mentioned that 25 years ago.
Oh, it's been talked about a long time. And
it just doesn't seem right.
you like the idea or you don't like the idea?
No, I like it. Because your council person will be in that specific district, and you can go to him if you have a problem. I have a problem here on the east side, and I go to somebody on the west side who's a council person. What good is he going to help me if he doesn't know what's going on in the east side?
Well,
That's
you know where the majority of councilmen reside now, John, in your district.
They're all right.
And here, I always tell people, here's what I think.
Did anything.
Here's what some people are afraid of. Number one, you would probably be guaranteed a what do you call it, a minority party representative every year. Okay?
Right.
And what's wrong with that?
Nothing, but I'm saying this is what the fears would be. The other one is, you would truly have representation in some of the areas that are traditionally underrepresented. You know, the areas that we like to refer to as, you know, that other side of town, but, you know, no, but I mean, if you had the city, I came up with a simple idea. You could change the 7 wards. Right now we have 6.
Boundaries. You might like it from from Front Street to 26th Street, east and west. You can break that into 2 council representatives. You get above 38th Street in that area.
Yeah, or you could do the present system, keep 1 for every ward, and then have 1 at large.
True.
You know, 1 person that runs at large for, or there's nothing that says, well, we'd have to change the charter, but there's nothing that says you can't expand council either.
True. Make it larger.
I mean, there are some councils that are, wait, there's some that are even smaller. Wait a minute, there are some that are even smaller in this state? You know, at 5?
Yeah.
There's some that are 5.
Yeah.
And we're 7. The school board's 9. That's
Yeah.
not unwieldy.
Yeah. And look where that's at.
Well, I mean, you know, there's all kinds of ways of looking at it.
You know how many councilmen are in Chicago?
Yeah, then they have what they call they have a council, but they also have, I think, a select council
Yes.
where we have aldermen, which are kind of like
Like we're talking about, yeah.
well, Jimmy Clem, who's a great what do you call it, kind of historian around here. He was looking up the days of the borough and the days of the early city.
Yeah.
And I think Erie did have what they called a council, and they had a select council, which is kind of like saying you're a senator. You know,
Right.
the councilman may represent, let's say, the geographic areas of the city, and the select council might have been like at large,
Right.
but they were like more powerful.
Yeah.
Well, just like the old county council. Forgot what they used to be called. You know, you had Bill Hill and Zimick and all
The
those.
county commissioners.
Flatley.
You mean the commissioners, right?
The commissioners, yeah.
Yeah, the county commissioners.
Yeah, 2 cents. And I see the crews are working 12 and 12. I even see them working on Sunday. With the sweeper and the patching, and boy, you know, if we lived up in Glenwood or Frontier, we wouldn't have to worry about our leaves at all.
No, that's true.
And Green Garden,
I always get a dirty look from our public works director
taxes as we do.
when I mention that. Yeah, but if that's true, John, if we go by, you know, who pays more taxes,
We would get it free.
then we should be like in the second level
Yeah.
in Southeast Erie, right?
Right.
Right.
But you know what? If you take your identical home you have and the identical home I have and take it to the west side, you'll find out the taxes on the west side for the very same structure will be less than what you're paying on the east side.
Really?
Look it up sometime.
I will, because I would have thought it was the other way around.
Yeah, really.
It's just the opposite. So, well, we'll get off here because I got to get ready for tonight's game.
Who's playing tonight?
The Giants, I think.
Who are they playing?
Eagles.
Eagles.
I don't recall.
Eagles.
Let me ask you a question, John. If I came over, is there some limoncello there and stuff? Or
Limoncello. I got.
you got that? What was that stuff you had? The black licorice or?
Zambuca.
Yeah. Didn't you have the black one or something?
Syrup.
Huh? You had a good one, didn't you?
Yeah, oh yeah.
It was different.
Almost like you can put on your ice cream.
It was different than the regular Zambuco, right?
Yeah, this one is from Italy and it's like a syrup.
Nice.
You guys have a great day.
Have a good day.
I'm not giving John's address up. That's my private. I'm gonna go up there, maybe sneak up tonight.
Climb through the window. Come down the chimney like Santa. Go ahead,
there you
caller.
Hi, I'm just piggybacking on what John was just talking about. How are you guys today?
Good.
Good.
You know, he was talking about the leaves, and you know, how preferential areas in the city get super treatment, and the rest of us poor slugs have to bag and put our leaves in containers and things like that. And I was wondering, the mayor stood on at his news conference and said everybody has to, you know, put their leaves in containers.
No, that's not true. We know that.
Well, he stated that at his news conference, and it's on the you know, computer here.
The city
But
website.
I was wondering, did code enforcement drive up and down the mayor's neighborhood and find all those people?
Probably not.
I'm gonna say negative.
Here's what I was told once, way back when I asked this question. I don't think it's changed much over the years. I was told they have more trees than everybody else.
Well, I have a lot of trees in my neighborhood, so that I have so many trees, I probably have to bag anywhere between 15 to 20 bags of leaves.
Well, if you don't believe that they're doing it, I mean, you can subpoena. If somebody wanted to subpoena videotape from the TV station, they show us up there with special vehicles, scooping up the leaves.
Well, they have that thing that
Yeah.
that goes out like
Yeah,
that.
I've never seen them in other neighborhoods, and you know.
Well, I guess according to them, if you paid a big bucks on taxes,
Well, maybe that's how we should do the next. That's how we'll do levy taxes by districts. We'll value your house, and you'll pay by that, and then your services will be a portion that way. How's that sound, ma'am?
You know what? Given I live in a very, 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 very tiny house, according to, you know, a lot of things they show on the internet, I
Yeah.
live in what you call, quote unquote, a tiny home, because my footprint's so small. Yet I don't get those services.
No, I mean, I have very rarely in my lifetime. I'm starting to get street sweepers, but they never turn on the water. That's like a great source to me, that we buy these street sweepers with water source, but I never seen water come out of them. But I'm not blaming the guys; they do what they're told to do, you know. But I think, you know, higher up the ladder, somebody needs to explain why, you know, we do the things we do.
They need to lose their job because they're taking care of people that don't have any more rights than the rest of us.
No, and it's not the workers. The workers do what they're told to do. So you got to look at management, you know.
That's what I'm saying. Management should lose their job.
And if it's coming from higher up, then somebody has to answer for. Yeah, it's hard to say there's not favoritism when, in my neighborhood and everybody else, we have to either bag them or put them in canisters.
You know, you right across the street from the mayor's house. I mean, directly across the street from the mayor's house. Those people put all their leaves out in the street. And do you think he walked over there and said, you know, you're breaking the law? I doubt it. I think he wants to be friends with all of his neighbors, so the next time he runs, they all think he's great.
Well, it's been that way for years up there. And, you know, okay, so, you know, I mean, I'll acknowledge they pay high taxes, but then I think mine are high too.
well, I can tell you this: the 4th Ward is one of the highest voting districts in the city. So, but you know, I think
So is the 6th ward, though.
the
and
5th,
ward.
6th, and the 4th. The 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, honestly, nobody cares about.
Well,
But the
that's wrong,
4th, 5th, and the 6th those are the 3 highest voting wards. So those are the places that generally get the love. So
But we're not getting that kind of love in the 6th ward.
5th Ward, you're not?
Not like that, no.
Yeah.
I don't get that kind of love in my neighborhood, that's for sure.
What ward do you live in, ma'am?
You know what? I don't even pay attention to the wards. I live in the neighborhood that gets neglected.
Are you west side or east side?
I'm in the west side. And
Okay.
It's like no services. It's sad.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I look at my mother. She lives in, you know, she gets it, you know, every once in a while, but I mean, there's a, you know, it's like, you know, we brought it up for garbage the other day. You know, the garbage fee is pretty bad on the elderly because they put out one little bag a week.
That's me.
and we'd be serviced better by if we had a system, I think, where people go down and buy an official bag, other towns have done it. You buy a bag with a city seal on it, and then you pay so much for that bag, we charge you, by the bag you get picked. In other words, we don't care, we pick up the bags, you buy the bags ahead of time. We get the money, you know what I'm saying, John? So you fill them up, you've already paid for that bag.
Yep, I think that wouldn't be a bad idea,
Yeah, because that way, we could monitor our costs a lot better. That, like me, like even my wife and I, we're probably lucky if we put out one recycle and one large bag. But my mother, she'll put probably a bag a third of the size of my big bag. And so I mean.
Yep. The only way that might not be fair is like in the fall when I'm putting out my 20-some bags of leaves.
Yeah.
People down in South Shore aren't putting out any leaves because they just put theirs in the street.
Yep, and that's why we need to redesign everything how we look at it. And just because we've always done it that way in the past doesn't mean it's the right way.
Well, the thing of it is you created this wonderful program where people are fined if they're not following all the rules, getting their garbage can back behind their house, or if they don't cut their grass certain height and things like that. And you've already made the law, made the rules, make the people in South Shore. All you got to do is go through and find them once.
Yep. But we all know that's probably not going to happen. I doubt if the administration will do that.
Why is that? He isn't a very fair mayor.
Well, he's not the only one. It's been going on for a number of years. It just never ends,
Unfortunately, a lot of decisions are based on vote totals. I hate to say it, but that's the way it is, unfortunately.
I have one more question. YouTube is going to start their big purge here on the 10th, and you're going to have your videos marked not suitable for children. And therefore, when that happens, it's going to be really hard to find anybody who posts on YouTube because their videos will be not suitable for children. What's the city doing about that? Are you guys saying yours are going to be suitable for children? Because if YouTube decides that you're wrong, it's a $42,500 fine.
You talking about like our show here?
Your show there, the mayor's shows, anything you upload on YouTube.
Wow, I'm sure
Mike.
I'm sure the IT department, along with the solicitor, is going to be working on that.
Yeah, Mike's listening right now. I don't know if he knows anything about that, but.
And I'm sure the solicitor will have something to.
Yeah. I don't see why we wouldn't be suitable. I mean, we keep it. We don't really.
Well, it depends what they mean by suitable. Like,
we don't.
What you have to be careful at public meetings.
I mean, our content, even the content at public meetings are PG.
It's usually, but it's in the past. It's got a little wild.
They're G, yeah, but nothing to the point where people have started swearing or anything that.
Well, sometimes it happens, but it's rare. So I mean, we'll have to see what they mean by.
I mean, I see people swearing on TV.
Yeah,
the F-bomb.
Well, we may have to put a disclaimer on there, like.
Yeah, that's true.
I think it all goes back to the fact that we're under too much censorship.
Yeah, that's true. It's like, you take the first gentleman's comment. Now, a lot of people might find that very offensive, and yet, he's entitled to his opinion. So I'd want to see how far, like, YouTube is going where, because, and here's another thing, man, you probably agree with this. Every community, there used to be a little thing called community standards. So not every community was judged the same way.
Facebook is doing something similar to that, where they're not allowed to post any more political ads due to the fact that they cannot verify
the validity
of what these candidates are saying or what they've done. I think that was a big thing in Congress. They had to go speak in front of Congress about a month ago or two. Mark Zuckerberg had to go there and talk about it. But I think that I saw somewhere that they're not allowing a lot of political candidates put their ads on Facebook anymore. So.
Well, you know, it's 1984. You know, we don't need to wait for that to happen, like George Orwell was talking about. I think it's here.
Well, you know, there's always been a fine line in history, I mean, in law, where they said, you have a freedom of speech, but you can't yell fire in a crowded building. There was always common sense, but.
I mean, it's getting to the point where we can't rely on people to have common sense too.
No, and that's what makes it tough, is the fact that, but then on the one hand though, political satire has always been, you know, it's always been a part of American fabric too, so it's going to be interesting, ma'am. I'm sure there'll be discussions. You know, I think all of us agree on some things, you know, some basic things, but there are other things that, you know, maybe we don't find them offensive, but somebody else does, you know.
You know,
And maybe YouTube won't censor you guys because you're a political government organization, like they might censor, you know, just the everyday guy who's out trying to speak his mind and give his thoughts on what's going on in society. So
well, that's an important thing you brought up, and I'm sure Mike is listening to the back. I didn't know anything about that, so.
I didn't either, but I'm sure when it comes down to it, I'm sure that our solicitor, our IT department, they'll be working on, you know, they'll probably be, I know I work part-time for, I don't work, I volunteer at, on Gannon's radio station. And we have a set of rules that we have to abide by. And every once in a while, you know, they upgrade us on what we can and cannot say, because we are not a commercial station. You know. So I mean.
Well, listen, you guys take care, be well, and I'll listen on and follow you next week if you're still on YouTube.
Have a good day.
Hey, you too. Bye.
Yeah, for a lot of people, YouTube is a big deal, you know.
That's a lot of people watch our show.
Well, yeah, because, you know.
Not a lot, but a few.
A lot more than you think.
Yeah. Go ahead, caller.
When is your next budget session televised?
It should be tonight.
Night.
We have one tonight at 5:30.
I hope you're working on the microphones, because half the time you can't hear anything.
Well, the problem we have,
Why can't you use the seats, the council seats?
well, they could, but it makes it.
It's an informal.
Yeah, we like to sit around the table, and it makes it a little unwieldy. But we have right now. I don't know if Mike can show you. They have the table set up. There's 2 microphones at each end, and one major one in the middle. What I'll try to there, Mike showed it to you.
Check them out. Go ahead, Mike.
I'll try to tell them tonight to make sure they talk into the mic, you know, a little bit more. I think going through in the future, maybe we have to come up with a better plan.
Okay, I'll be watching.
Yeah, I mean, we've done it up here like this, sir, but you lose the intimacy, and you're talking down to people over there, and it's when you're around the table, it's a little better, and you can, you know, talk more normal.
Right.
But it's something we got to look at. I'll make sure I bring it up to them.
You're right about that. I haven't watched any of these sessions, but in the past, I have wondered. I can't hear what they're saying, so I know where you're coming from on that.
Well, the other night we had to call somebody out of town, and trying to hear him on the phone, it was rough.
Wow.
You're getting feedback and
All day.
Long range, sir. We probably need to come up with a better system around here for.
It's very easily solved, and I'll tell you what to do when we hang up.
Okay.
All right.
All right, have a happy holiday.
You too.
Thanks for calling. You get microphone. I mean, it's not rocket science. We do when you get those little lapel microphones.
Yeah.
And then you can hear everybody talk, and problem solved.
Yeah, if we bought enough of them, we could do it.
I mean, they're not that expensive.
No, I mean that's something we probably should.
What you do is you put the backpack on your belt, on your back.
Yeah.
You know, and then you run the wire. That's how.
Well, at least for these sessions.
For these ones, for sure, it's
Yeah.
important. Those are more important than whatever you got. Those.
See, even some of these are dead though. These mics, they're not all real sharp.
Yeah.
Some are better than others.
Well, not. About what 6-8 months ago, you couldn't hear anything. Remember, we were doing shows that people couldn't hear us.
See, the one mic I bought when I was a controller, because I had my table over there.
Yeah.
I bought a new one out of my budget,
Uh huh.
and the other one goes to the administration table.
Yeah,
And the middle one, that belongs to the city clerk,
right.
when she's down on the floor there.
Yeah, you guys need to,
So, I mean, you got a problem because everybody forgets to grab the mic, you know, that,
you don't wanna, interrupt, you know, like, oh, pass the mic, that's, no. You want the little lapel microphones. You know, you want the mayor hooked up, you want the heads of the departments hooked up. Have you guys had them in here talking?
yeah.
Okay, I mean, you want them hooked up so everybody can hear. I mean, it's just it's an easy fix, but it may cost a little bit. I mean, our system has to be set up for
But
that.
this is original.
Yeah, I mean,
As far as I know, I mean, I don't think.
maybe
you
we're
can.
not compatible. Mike, are we compatible for, you know, what I'm talking about? I don't know.
Mike can do anything.
You know, I don't know, Mike.
Mike and the boys up there can do anything.
You tell Mike, get a picture of the table and boom. Are we compatible for everybody to wear the microphones on their lapel when it comes through the system? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the ones, yeah, where you.
That might be nice for these kind of meetings, you know, where,
Oh, for sure. I mean, for sure, those would be nice for those kind of meetings. I mean, those are the important meetings that the general public would, you know, need to hear everybody talk. And once everybody starts talking, you know, you can't hear nothing.
I know we tried our meetings up here, but
It's not the same.
now you feel like you're out of it.
People, when you come to those study sessions, you're in jeans and it's informal and it's just to sit down there and talk. I mean, you guys could definitely benefit from the lapel microphone.
You are televising it tonight, right? Okay, 5:30 then.
Okay. So I mean, there's the answer to your problem. Now you just gotta get the mayor
The
to
man answered.
get the mayor to fork over some cash.
Actually,
Tell 'em, Mike.
it's public, what we call our public works is in charge of the building.
You should
We have a separate fund for that.
take that out of the
And over the years, we've added a lot
clerk's
of,
budget.
we've done a lot of things, like we have a screen now.
Yeah, I mean, that, you guys have updated with that. I mean, you have the wheelchair
Sound system.
access, you have the new, sound system stuff.
We
And
have,
Mike, you guys were working on that again a couple weeks ago, weren't you? Continue to update the system, I thought I saw. Oh, okay, that one right there.
we have hearing impaired, we have
Yeah.
capabilities now, so.
I don't see why, if you have a new system right there, I don't see why it wouldn't pick up the transmission to where everybody could have a cordless, or not a cordless, but, well, yeah, cordless microphone on their lapel.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, that's just me. I mean, I'm nobody, but that's what I would do. We'll take it out of Mike's budget. Mike's donating his yearly salary.
I think it's public building we take it out of.
Now, take it out of Mike's salary.
No,
No?
he's underpaid.
He's already under. He's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. He's like, whoa, it's Christmas. Settle down. Well, I mean, that would be seeing how to solve the problem.
There you go. We'll just have to, it'll be up to a new council to
well,
recommend it.
What are the topics on tonight's budget?
Tonight is kind of like a brainstorming where
Oh, boy.
we've gone through all the expense and revenue
How
items.
come you guys don't write stuff down? Remember, have you guys been using that?
Oh, Liz has the list. She's up to date.
Hey, at least Liz, I'm telling you, I mean, you know, Liz.
She has the condensed version too.
Hey, Liz is on it. I mean, you know, it is what it is.
Tonight we got to pretty much decide which direction we're going.
What's on that? I wish that was out here like it was last year so we could take a look at it.
Well, that's all the things we came up with last year.
Oh, that's last year's list?
Yeah, but some of the stuff we will be enacting this year.
Better late than never.
And we got some new stuff that we're thinking of.
What's up with the parking authority? They gonna fork up some cash or?
I understand
They're bargaining. I gotta give them credit though. These guys, they bargain with us.
I understand they will.
Well, yeah, they hold us over the barrel, but they got, they know they got all the bargaining leverage.
Well, we get other bad news that
Oh God.
we had to give a little. EMTA wants a little more money
Oh,
because our good neighbors to the west and south of us.
they don't want to pay.
Yeah,
Well, Mill Creek, they're jerks works out there.
Well, here's the thing, you know, and I argued with some of our young people in the audience.
Yeah,
They didn't get it. I said, once again, Erie people pay twice. Because we're gonna pay once as city residents
yeah,
and once as county.
yeah, right.
Now, Harbor Creek, I believe, and Summit, I think they pay twice. You know, they're paying willingly for bus service,
Cut services.
but my suggestion was, anything that doesn't benefit the city
Yeah.
to Mill Creek, we should cut.
Mill Creek has all kinds of money. Don't let them fool you.
Well, I know, that's why they play the game that,
Yeah.
I mean, you know, what if we just said, we're not giving any extra money to any of the community assets?
Mill Creek, Harbor Creek, they have no nonprofits pretty much out there.
If we gave no
Except for
money
LECOM.
to,
Other than LECOM, what does Mill Creek have nonprofit wise?
not much.
Nothing.
A few schools and churches.
I mean, yeah. So they have money. They didn't raise taxes.
I think we have in the city, I think we have the VA hospital, right? The Shriners Hospital,
Hammett, Vincent.
the Barber
They pay a
Center,
little bit at the Barber Center,
yeah. The only one we don't have is the Mill Creek Community,
the schools.
right? That one,
Yeah.
Lecom Hospital, Mill Creek Community.
They have one hospital out there. They have some, you know, urgent care, and they have the cancer center out
We
there.
got the two colleges in the city.
Yeah, they have LECOM, but other than that, I can't think of.
Well, Lecom's partly in the city, partly in Mill Creek.
Yeah, I can't think of anywhere else that. they
That's a joint
Now
operation.
LECOM's trying to buy property in the city and take it off.
Well, part of it is in the city, I think. Isn't the main campus in the city?
What it is, I think the building is, and then the living is across the street, which is Mill Creek Township.
Yeah.
So,
Because
yeah,
I think
you're right.
the Zern property that they used for their main, isn't that in the city? That's what I thought.
Yeah, and then right across the street is where they all live.
That's what I
in
mean,
those
it's a
apartments.
weird,
Yeah, it's a weird configuration, yeah. Mill Creek has money. You know, I did remember that. They were trying to pull that last year
yeah,
too.
we even gave up a seat on the board and all that. You know, and,
Listen,
you know,
we wanted new people.
we give money to
When
all
the
the,
previous mayor left, we had people on these boards, and they were there for a long time when the previous mayor was on the boards. So now the new mayor wants new people, which is good. You know, you want new blood, you want new people, but then these new people have decided not what's best for the city anymore, what's best for the organization. Whereas the other board members, it was city and organization. And that's where we're getting into these problems with these authorities. It's them over the best for the city. Same thing with the water authority. You guys are working to sell it to them. I mean, do we even know what it's worth? I mean, we don't even know what the water,
nope.
I mean,
We have an idea, but that's not it's not a good figure.
you guys should have a study. I mean,
The last time they
I
valued,
hate the word.
the last time they valued it was many years ago. And,
I mean, you should have, I don't know what's going on. I honestly have not listened to one.
well, here's, we're not selling that. What they want to do, they want to take a prepayment on the lease. Kind of like me saying,
Yeah, so that they don't have to pay us.
say I go to the bank and I go, I want to prepay my lease, but I don't want to give you all the money I owe you.
Right,
Okay, so we settle on an upfront figure.
yeah, and lose money at the back
Well,
end.
you are, because I think by their numbers, it was,
And then once that money's gone, and
Well-
we don't have it coming in, then we gotta go and float bonds.
or you got sometime down the future, if they're willing again, you can try to extend the lease.
Why does it have to be,
Because then you'd have to extend the lease again and prepay that money.
why can't we work something, cause I know, I can't remember the exact totals, but there's certain amounts each year, and then there's a big balloon. Aren't we like 20 million in debt or something coming up in
Well,
a couple of
you
years?
talking about our debt or their lease payment?
Our debt,
We have our debt. It's pretty well, I don't think I don't have the list.
well, there's a budget shortfall.
Well, we know it every year, right? Even with the lease prepayment,
Yeah,
we're gonna be owing about somewhere between $2 and $3 million a year
okay,
on the old debt.
okay,
Just what's there now,
okay,
not counting anything that we float in the future.
right.
And that's my question. So you tell me we're not gonna go into debt again?
You're gonna have to,
But this time, when you go into debt, you're not gonna have,
that money to.
because
pay
we
the debt.
get approximately the figures are gonna vary, but we're gonna get between $3-4 million into the future on the lease every year.
What do you get now?
A couple, I think 2 to 3 million somewhere right now.
In your current lease agreement, each year, there's an increase of what they pay?
Yeah, it goes up a little bit,
Okay,
because it also accounts for, you know, the difference in the inflation and all that.
yeah,
So what we're doing is they're saying they're gonna give us, they're gonna float a bond issue whether we do this or not, because they have some issues they have to take care of. What they were gonna do was roll this payment into there.
okay.
So to them, it's just another payment, but you know,
That will have to pay for it,
ultimately, yeah, all the users will pay for it.
yeah.
But I just think it's a bad deal when you go 40-some years without guaranteed income.
I'll tell you right now, if you took that over to the county, they would tell you, get out of here. Get,
Well, here's what we need to do, John. We got problems systemically that we do every day.
yeah,
Okay, until those things are corrected, and I'm talking about things like, we don't do a good job collecting parking tickets.
yeah,
That was proven. We don't do a good job. We finally got out of the garbage mess. We have some other bills that I'm looking at, and I hope to take some action before I leave.
has the garbage collection?
Well, the garbage is, right now, you always have people that are gonna owe money,
Yeah,
but the old money has been taken care of. It has either been taken care of by payment or by, going on a payment plan.
okay,
So the old money, before when Mario said what he said, every year we looked at it was going up in a very sharp line. Now, because we said, we will turn your water off,
yeah,
we've started to collect a lot of that old money. Now, you're still getting some new money added on, but the curve is starting to flatten out a little bit.
okay, good,
But you're always gonna have people who are gonna be in trouble.
yeah. You don't wanna punish people, but you have to collect what you need to collect, they need to pay
Right.
the basics. What about the, parking fines?
Well, the parking now, we are in the process of finalizing an agreement with a collection agency, that if we can't collect the money after 90 days, okay, it's gonna be turned over to them. And then they will add fees on to collect that money,
Yeah,
and you'll have to pay those fees and your parking.
what about the boots? Have you guys invested in more boots?
Yes, we have.
Have we?
And at times, we even have, and I don't know how they man this, they've used, the present officer and another officer,
Okay.
and, when they,
So it was just one, now there's two?
people, sometimes, but still only one time, one full
I
time.
mean, forget collection agencies, you get more boots.
Well,
Why
yeah,
are we
but
paying-
but the problem is, we asked the other day about privatizing the booting, but that's a bad idea. Because people are never in a good mood when you boot their car,
Yeah,
and you really probably do need a police presence when you,
yeah, you're just asking for trouble.
yeah. So, I mean, it comes down to, can we find a manpower? Maybe that's something we wanna put under the police department,
Yeah,
but hire maybe some special officers.
right,
That's a decision, but what will happen is when they are booted, or this agency, even if they're not booted, John, they, because they make money off of doing this, they're gonna do what we haven't done. They're gonna reach out, contact people, they're gonna take them to court when they have to. So their hope is that, and even if we hire them, I mean, after 90 days, when they get the list, they will, put a fee onto that, which the customer still has to pay.
I mean, what you should do is,
And so we're not gonna lose any money in that deal.
yeah, I mean, I think the boot is it would be a more effective way to collect than
Well, it is.
collection agency.
It is, but a lot of these tickets weren't booted, okay?
Yeah,
They were adding up because we just didn't do a good, if you only go after the booted ones and you don't go after the other ones, okay? This list was not just booted cars.
yeah,
So what you have to do is, if you don't pay a ticket, you only got one after 90 days, okay? And you keep getting people that know that you're not very serious on collecting tickets.
yeah,
Pretty soon, all those people with 1 and 2 tickets, like we change the rules now when you can be booted a little faster,
yeah,
because
That helps.
But long range, if you don't go after even the little ones, the word spreads quickly that you're not very serious.
Right.
But if you get a letter in 90 days saying either pay now or it goes up to $180, you think that gets your
Yes and no.
well, it might, but if they now, decide, you could be swore a warrant on you.
What about the entertainment tax? Is that on the?
Well, that's on the table. We're looking at that possibly.
That would be.
These are some of the things we're going to talk about
The
today.
entertainment tax is a way to reach into the people that live in the county. We have to figure out ways for people in the county to help us pick up the budget slacks that we have.
But that's why the income tax is also being changed to 1.6.
Yeah.
Everybody was paying it last year, but our hope is that this year we'll be able to levy it on even non-city residents that work in the city.
Yeah.
There's also, the fire department is coming up with a couple of fees that have been tried in other communities around us.
False alarms.
Yeah,
Stuff like that.
things like that.
Yeah, that's.
So, I mean, there's a lot on the
that's a big
table.
one, false alarms.
And,
A lot of police get called out. I remember I used to be the key holder for an agency that I worked for, and we had motion detection alarms. And man, those things were going off all the time for just dumb stuff.
well, you laugh, but I mean, this was brought up to me. In the school district, we had what they called at one time, I don't know if they still had them, they had these heat sensors. So if the temperature changes drastically, which means like if you turn down the school heat at night or a building,
Yeah.
and then you all of a sudden you get a heat surge,
Yeah.
it's usually a person coming in.
Yeah. Right.
But, you hate to say, it could be a lot of other things too.
Yeah.
It could be, if you have a dog in the house or something, or,
Yeah. Right. Well, Kaz, I think we are almost out of time. Every week, when you watch the replays, they cut us off. Like,
well, they get 30 minutes, John, that's all they,
yeah.
yeah, we have John, Mike has a time so that,
I thought that too, but I think so. We get cut off a lot of times. He gives us the 1 minute sign, and we're already toast. A lot of
well, it's fun being here with you, John. We'll see you next week.
Yeah. When's Christmas this year? It's on what day of the
We'll
week?
see. When are we?
It's on a Wednesday.
Is it? Yep, you're right.
So I think next week will be the 16th, 23rd. So yeah, I think we'll probably be. Well, you guys.
I don't think they're off the 23rd.
They're probably off the 24th. Yeah, it's a good question. But the 31st, New Year's Eve is a Tuesday, so I guess we'll be here, and we can have interesting discussions from the get-go. So in the meantime, I want to thank everybody for
Before
calling.
we go into our Christmas break,
There you go. We all need a little Christmas break. So they got.
has the Jolly Elf been good to you?
It's been a good year for me. So, and I've followed most of the rules. So Santa should be coming to my house, hopefully. Is he coming to the Kaz Ranch?
There's a rumor though that
A rumor?
you and I got, you can't say this anymore because it doesn't exist, but he made a stop at Gebhardt. Remember Gebhardt?
Sounds familiar.
The coal company.
Okay. Oh, no, we don't need that. We need good things. We need some good things in our stock.
What are you looking at, Maserati or something?
Yeah, I would just settle for something, like a Chevy or something. I mean, I don't need nothing fancy. Cab.
John's gonna laugh. You know what I want?
What?
The Super Bowl.
The Super Bowl? You just want playoffs.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, John, I like the Titans. And
Well, I did get my Stanley Cup last year, so I'm okay with that.
who won that? Who was that?
St. Louis.
Oh, I didn't know that. Well, everybody wants out of Cleveland now, so.
Nah, that's not true.
No.
You know what changes all things?
What? Winning.
Jackson, Franklin, Jefferson.
All the above.
You know what I'm talking about,
All the
right?
presidents. Ben Franklin.
All the dead presidents.
Yeah, mostly Ben Franklin's. So with that being said, Mike, if you want to hit the music, I think we are finito.
Hey, is Carl back in town?
You have been watching Taxpayers Hotline, recorded live from the fabulous city of Erie, Pennsylvania.